evening. I call to order the Town of Holly Ridge regular meeting on February 10th, 2026. Welcome, everyone, those that are here and those who are watching online. Um, You're um, you're lucky to have Pastor Hildebrand here from Victory Baptist Church to do our invocation. Pastor, floor is yours.
Father God Almighty, come to you tonight. We want to say thank you for giving us this ability. Father, thank you for allowing us to live in a free country that where democracy is still in play, where we're able to come and have a meeting, discuss things openly without the fear of persecution, retribution. Father, I thank you for the town council. Please, Father, I ask you give them wisdom, understanding, give them direction, discernment as they move forward with the business of the town. Father, I pray for all the town leadership that you just help them and strengthen them, give them that wisdom that they need for their positions. Father, I ask that tonight that you just give calmness, you bring civility to this place. And Father, I pray that all the discussion is glorifying and honoring to you. Father, most importantly, I pray, Father, that you are glorified and that you are honored for everything that's done here tonight. Father, because we know that it's only through your Son, the Lord Jesus Christ, who came and died for our sins and rose again, who's coming back soon, that we're even able to be here. Father, we thank you for that. I'm going to ask all these things. In the Son of Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen, brother. Thank you, Pastor. Please stand for the pledge. Okay, going to item 3, we are going to remove item 4C due to availability of the person that's receiving the certificate, and we'll have that in the March meeting. So may I have a motion to approve the amended agenda? Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Hall,
Second.
second by Councilman Nasiano. Any discussion? How do you vote?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Agenda is approved, amended agenda is approved. Just a quick comment on item 4A. We welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your participation, both here and online. Council provide opportunity for the public to make comments either at the beginning or at the end of the meeting. Please feel free to sign up if you would like to make a comment, and see the clerk if you have not signed up. And you cannot speak unless you have signed up. So, in the beginning of the meeting, we welcome whoever has signed up, and you have 3 minutes. And please, we ask the citizen not to address the comment to the whole board, not any one individual, the mayor. And each speaker has 3 minutes. At the end of the 3 minutes, please stop speaking. So, town manager, anybody has signed up?
Yes, sir. Susan Arnold.
Ms. Arnold?
Hello, I'm Susan Arnold. I live at 517 Hazelwood Drive. As you all are aware, we've had 2 seasons in a row where we've had inclement weather, consisting of a pretty significant snow and ice event. I've talked with the town manager both years and the mayor last year about cleaning off the roads so that we can access Highway 17 to get out and to go to work and other essential duties. I was told because these events don't happen very often that we don't have the resources available. But I would like to ask the town council to please this year consider some strategies for ice and snow removal starting next year, because as we can see across the country, these weather events appear to be getting more severe, and I expect them to get more severe. I have an essential job, as do many people in Holly Ridge, and we're just not able to stay home and enjoy the snow. We need to work. I I lost 3 days of work, for which I had to use my own personal vacation time to cover. I only get 2 weeks a year, so that was a pretty significant hit to my being able to take a vacation at a later time. In addition to asking for the council to discuss strategies and come up with a way to either contract with a company to remove snow and ice or to spray brine to prevent ice, I would also like to ask, when the town closes for these events, do the town employees have to use their own personal time? Or how are they paid to not come to work? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Arnold. I imagine next.
Carolyn Sweeney.
Ms. Sweeney.
Carolyn Sweeney, 91 Summerhouse Drive, Holly Ridge. Our benediction this evening talked about stability. We were hoping that this next election was going to be a little bit better than the last one. As I approached the parking lot, I saw that car with Mr. Caddy not being addressed as being voted on. How can we as a community get together and be cohesive and have the strategy that we need to be a community of good neighbors and good feelings when we see that car and we see people with a t-shirt that says, "Don't do this"? We need to come together as a community, all of us. Instead of being mean and nasty, we need to be a better community to each of our neighbors instead of being so hateful. We elected the council to represent all of us, and we need to be represented in a better way. If you could just stop all the ugliness, all the things that are being said on Facebook, as a community, we need to be better citizens and not so mean and hateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sweeney.
That is all, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, as I mentioned, item, let's see, I'm sorry. Okay, as I mentioned, item 4C has been removed. Going to item 4D, we are going to have presentation of the audit of fiscal year 2024-25 by Thompson, Price, Scott Adams and Company, and Mr. Austin Eubanks from our auditing company is going to make a presentation. Thank you, Mr. Eubanks, for being here.
Good evening. My name is Austin Eubanks. I'm the audit manager at Thompson Price Scott Adams Performance Office. We had the pleasure of auditing the town of Holly Ridge for the fiscal year ending 2025. So getting into some required communications, basically some housekeeping items. Our responsibilities fall under the generally accepted auditing standards, government auditing standards, uniform OMB uniform guidance, and the State Single Audit Implementation Act. We were able to design and provide reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free of material error and compliant with government regulations. We were also able to perform all our planned procedures, have complete access to both management and required information. We did not have any significant deficiencies in internal controls. There were no segregation of duties, no budget violations, no finance officer problems. Everything looked really solid. One of the changes in accounting policies was a new GASB, GASB 101 with sick leave. Typically, with compensated absences, you would only have accrued vacation in the past. But however, with this new GASB, sick leave will be added on going forward. Did not have a real material effect. Manager judgments and accounting estimates were deemed reasonable as it should be. The financial statement disclosures were neutral, consistent, and clear, and we did not have any significant audit adjustments or unrecorded deficits. We did not have any disagreement with management. No outside consultation or other accounts were utilized, and no prior retention issues. We did not have any difficulties while performing the audit. We did not have any irregularities or illegal acts. So let's look at the general fund. Total revenues and other financial sources pledged $8,669,000 However, $2 million of that is a loan that you received this year, so it's a little inflated this year, a little special item. Total expenditures and other financing uses, you spent $6,531,000, giving you a total positive net change of $2.1 million. Again, that $2 million loan really boosted you this year. So typically, you will not see a $2.1 million positive net change. One of the metrics that FCC likes to utilize is your minimum undesignated fund balance. For a county your size, that would typically be 34% of total expenditures. So that would put you right at $2.2 million with an unassigned fund balance. However, your unassigned fund balance, again, boosted a little bit this year due to that loan was $7.3 million. So boosting your that percentage to 163%, so well over that 34% threshold. The tax collection rate overall was an outstanding 99.27%. Looking at your operating summary for the past 4 years, as you can tell, each year revenues are outpacing your expenditures. Again, you see in that 2025 that a little over $2 million is mainly due to that loan. So looking at your general fund revenues for the operating revenues, you collected ad valorem taxes of $3,046,000. That made up 46% of total revenues for the general fund. Your unrestricted intergovernmental, you collected $2,076,000. That's mainly your sales and use tax. Your sales and services, you collected $653,000. You did have some miscellaneous items of $472,000. That's your county contribution to the fire taxes of $234,000. And you did have another unique item this year, the sale of an industrial park of $182,000. And all the revenues combined was right at $420,000. That's for permits and fees of $228,000, and some grant money for restricted intergovernmental of $189,000. So let's look at your expenditures for the general fund by department. Your public safety department spent right at $2.5 million, and that's by far the largest department, 38%. General government spent right at $1.8 million, 27%. Street department, $959,000. Parks and recreation, $643,000. And all other expenditures combined was $633,000. That's your environmental protection department of $459,000, and your debt service, which is your principal and interest on your loans, of $175,000. So looking at your analysis of fund balance, again, as you can tell, you're steadily increasing each year for the past 3 years. However, you did have that really big spike this year from $5.1 million in 2024 to $8.2 million. Again, that loan had a significant dealing for this. Of that $8.2 million, $7.3 million is available to spend at your discretion. $881,000 was restricted. And that's your state stabilization of $423,000, and your power bill funds, of course, must be spent on the town streets of $458,000. So this is going back to that metric I said that FCC likes to utilize, your general fund balance available to general fund expenditures. Again, 34% is the minimum threshold. As you tell, we've been over that for the past 3 years regardless. Again, spiking from 66% all the way up to 163%. So 163% is sitting really well. However, that is inflated due to that loan. I expect this to come down each year as you pay that loan off. So for the next 10 years. But anyways, that 163%, mainly what it recognizes is if you were not to collect any more revenues, you can still continue on a spending at a normal basis for an additional 20 months. So let's look at your analysis of cash as of June 30th, 2025. General fund, you did have that restricted amount of $457,000. That's all your power bill money, and $7.7 million of your unrestricted. And you did have the housing authority lawsuit fund of $293,000. And there was no activity in that one this year, so that's not represented anywhere else. So overall, I think you had a really strong year. Obviously, some unique items this year with the sale of the industrial park and that loan helping you out this year. Regardless of that, I think you still had a really good year, really strong year. Internal controls were really solid this year, especially with helping the outside CPA.
This is as of what date?
June 30th, 2025.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you very much. Thanks for your work. Okay, going to item 5, there are no public hearing for this meeting. And now we go to item 6, town manager report. Town manager, if you could.
Thank you, Mayor. On the heels of that audit report, I want to thank Chuck for his access to all the records for our auditors. It was a lot of weeks of going back and forth with auditors, and I'm just really thankful for his great job on the finances. It would not have been possible without him. So great job, Chuck. Thank you. Just a couple updates. The land use plan was approved by CAMA. So the draft land use plan will be coming to you all in March for adoption. The Southeast Hazard Mitigation Plan, that's currently with FEMA now, so that's more of a regional update. So we will approve that mitigation plan by resolution, hopefully in March, so that'll be before you as well. The Community Development Department finished and submitted the final progress reports for the Highway 50 multi-use path. So that was a grant of approximately $143,000. So we will be receiving those funds back, and we do have a 90% design on that project, which was required as part of the grant. And that's through the RCCP, which is the Resilient Coastal Communities Program. Parks and Recreation held their first bingo. It was a huge hit. They have another one coming up on February 27th. This one's going to be barbecue and bingo, so it does require advanced registration due to needing to know the head count for the food. Miles over in Parks and Rec received a lot of very positive feedback directly. So it really was a great event. A lot of good feedback on Facebook as well for that event. The Bee Festival preparations are underway. Currently we have 15 food vendors, 53 arts and craft vendors that are bee related, have some sort of bee related product or are affiliated with bees. And then we have 30 additional vendors on the wait list. Those vendors that are waitlisted currently will be approved March 1st, depending on how many more bee related vendors apply.
Question. If somebody wants to come to bingo and not eat, are they gonna be able to do that, or is it just, you have to pay to get to eat play bingo?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The bingo coming up, it's gonna be food, but can somebody come and just play bingo, or do they have to pay to eat and play bingo?
You know the answer.
Right now, it's only open for food and casino. Depending on how many spots fill up at that point, they will then Parks and Rec will then determine if there are available spots for just bingo versus bingo.
Town manager, I have a question. I don't think she's here anymore, but Ms. Arnold mentioned the snow removal. Have you ever considered having some kind of plan in place, or have we ever considered doing something like that? Having a contractor, just in case it happens, and having a threshold of some kind of, if there's ice or 2 inches, that it just automatically kicks in. Has this ever been considered? I know we have plans for hurricanes and things like that, but it's no different. Not saying we're going to use it every year, but has this ever been considered, or is it just when it happens, we'll react when it happens?
So as far as a snow event, no, it's never been considered, just because we don't typically have accumulations to that size. With last year's event and this year's event, I have been talking to contractors trying to put some type of system in place. We did use them closer to the end of the event to clear some of the main roads. I went out, drove around, and figured out which spots had, ice still and snow. Specifically, the entrance to her neighborhood was cleared by the contractor. So we were able to take those funds out of emergency management, and we'll look to add that into our updated emergency operations plan as we move forward.
It's something to talk about in budget season, just
Yes,
to have a plan for next year, perhaps.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Well, to put a little caveat on, we ought to start having a plan right now. get snow, we're gonna get it, so,
Yes, sir.
we need to,
I do have that contractor that we used for this past event on call. For any additional events, he said he would be happy to help us out. It's also the same contractor that cleared Summer House privately. And, I mean, they were phenomenal, they worked great. Our Public Works Department was pleased. We were nervous putting contractors out on the roads that were just built. But overall, there was no damage, and we were really happy with the results.
were they bonded for any damage on the road?
They were, yes, sir.
I think the contractors is a good idea, not to put more strain on our Public Works Department, and I know not everyone lives in Holly Ridge, so they're gonna have to drive here and then clear, and so, I think the contractor is a good idea moving forward.
I believe it's also the most economical. When you look at snow clearing equipment, it's very expensive. We lease vehicles, so we can't necessarily attach plows to the front of them. So I think definitely the contractor way is the way to go.
Mike almost got your skid steer right there. Thank you.
No question? Thank you, Town Manager. All right, going to item 7, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Hines. Second by President Hall. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. Consent agenda is approved. Okay, going to old business. 8A is discussion and possible approval of municipal park program. Town manager or Councilman Patty, if you have any additional comments.
So, council specifically, Councilman Patty had asked if we could put some type of sponsorship program in place for the municipal park, especially since we're going through the Part F grant process, with the construction of a new playground and splash pad and restrooms. Parks and Rec, put this proposal together. It was previously sent out to the mayor and town council. We received feedback, tweaked the amounts. Rachel, changed around some of the things based on the feedback we received from you all. And so tonight it's in front of you for any additional amendments and hopefully adoption.
Yeah, I think Ms. Hall wanted to address the possible signage in baseball field. That's included, correct? Or that's an opportunity to do that?
So that is outside of this.
Totally outside? Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that
Yes,
that
sir.
is there. Okay.
This is more capital improvements
Okay.
versus, like seasonal, temporary.
Okay. And who would be going out and selling this sponsorship plan? Would it be staff? Is it Friends with the Park? Both?
Both.
Both?
I mean, we say that especially with the, B committee too, when it comes time for sponsorships, we offer to print the packets and they can go around to their connections. So yeah, anyone who's willing to walk around with a packet, we'll definitely load them up and send them out into the world.
Good.
And hopefully the branding committee can help in that as well.
Yes, sir.
And I know, Councilman Patty started this whole thing and he has some contacts, so.
Yep.
Maybe.
Continue with those contacts, for sure.
All right, so, recommendation is action to approve the municipal park sponsorship program. May I have a motion to approve the recommendation?
Motion?
Motion by Councilman Patty. Second by Councilman Mahmoud. And, any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Recommendation is approved. Going to item 9, new business, possible approve and change of the date for the March regular council meeting. Let me just add some context here. There's once a year conference on downtown development, and this time is in New Bern, which is closest one in the past 3 or 4 years. Town manager and a couple of directors and myself plan to attend. The council members are certainly welcome and invited if you want to go along. It's a great learning opportunity and we received a lot of good feedback about the content. That is a conflict with the council meeting on Tuesday. myself and town manager are asking for approval to move the date by 1 day to Monday instead of Tuesday. Any additional comments?
No, sir, I believe you covered it.
So, the recommendation is request the possible approval of change of date for March meeting to Monday instead of Tuesday. May I have a motion to accept the recommendation?
Of the conference? Oh, of the meeting? Monday's date is the 9th.
Make a motion to approve the
Motion by Councilor Nacian, second by Mayor Pro Tem Hall. Any more discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The change is approved. Item 9B, discussion and possible approval of bylaws of Holly Ridge Beautification Committee that was formed and approved. We have the bylaws in your packet. So, Town Manager or Councilman Patty, any comments, any additional comments?
So we had a pretty good, rough framework from Ms. Sweeney and Councilman Patty to move forward with the bylaws. So we just put some parameters in place, such as the number of members, the amount that their terms would be, how the committee itself would operate. It's very similar to the B-City USA Committee. The one main difference is that this committee will work directly with the Public Works Director, Mike McFan, because ultimately it will be his department that's doing the heavy lifting per se, hopefully with the help of the volunteers and the committee members. But this is before you for adoption or amendments. I don't think anything within the document is make or break. It's all at the pleasure of the council.
That's a living document, we may adopt it.
Yes,
So
sir.
the recommendation is to approve the bylaws for the Holly Ridge Beautification Committee. May I have a motion for that recommendation? Be approved.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Patty, second by Councilman. All right, I didn't know if it was Greg or, so any more discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So bylaws are adopted. Going to item C.
Mayor,
I'm
I'm sorry, could we have clarification on the vote for council, or Mayor Pro Tem Hall, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Going to item C, possible appointment of Jennifer Marshall and Jackie Sage to the B Committee USA for the term of 2 years. The application is in your packet. Maybe just make a comment. There are a great group of people that are part of the committee already, and these two hopefully will be great additions. So with that, any more context you want?
No, sir, just quickly add that a background check has been completed and did not indicate any issues.
Thank you. So the recommendation is that action to appoint Jennifer Marshall and Jackie Sage to the B Committee USA for the term of 2 years. Motion by Councilman Hines,
Second.
second by Councilman Patty. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay, going to item 9D. Again, the same two people have applied for beautification committee. So possible appointment of Jennifer Marshall and Jackie Stage to the Hollywood Beautification Committee for the term of 2 years. Let me just add some context. We don't have any members at this point. These two will be the first two members. Unfortunately, the person that initiated it decided to withdraw. And we're sorry about that, but we'll get this started and get the number of others going. I understand there are a number of other people that are interested, but they will be presented to the council in March. Any comments?
No, sir.
Okay, so the recommendation is appoint Jennifer Marshall and Jackie Sage to the Hollywood Beautification Committee for the term of 2 years.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Patty, second by Councilman Longo. Any discussion? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay, item 9E. Now, this is appointment of Ms. Jennifer Marshall to Friends of Park Committee for 2 years. She has applied. So, we are fortunate to have volunteers who are willing to serve the community. Any more contests?
No, sir.
Okay, so the recommendation is approve Jennifer Marshall to the Friends of Park Committee for the period of 2 years. May I have a motion? Motion by Councilman Longo. Second by Councilman Patty. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
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 Wow. Okay. And finally is possible appointment of Anna Gaskins to the Board of Adjustment for a term of 3 years. Thank you, Ms. Gaskins, for volunteering. Any context?
Just that, standard background check has been performed and then also indicated no issues.
Okay, thank you. So the recommendation is action to approve Anna Gaskins to the Board of Adjustment for a period of 3 years. Motion by Councilman Hines and Mayor Pro Tem Hall. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, we are now to item 10. Persons wishing to address the council, the same rules as I indicated previously apply. And town manager, please.
Yes, sir. Ms. April, and I'm sorry about your last name. Out here. April Altieri, 100 Whispering. I just wanted to see if any update had been done on the water situation on the proposed annexed acreage, and also if that's going to be granted here. And that's pretty much all I wanted to do.
Some of the responses would be done during the council comments. Okay.
What exactly are you asking? I think that's more right, but I thought you were talking about maybe wells or something like that. I think that part's going to be just more right. As far as on the ground, as far as the on-loss order, is that what you're asking? I think that would be just more right.
But I thought you were asking about water quality, drinking water quality. Is that what you're asking? You're not interested in it?
Mayor, I believe the question is about environmental altogether, be it drinking water, groundwater, land contamination.
And Councilman Hines will address that tomorrow. Okay, next.
That's all, Mayor.
Okay. All right, so I think we are done with item 10. Item 11, our town council comment. Let's start this time by Councilman Longo.
Glad to see everybody.
I feel the same way. I'm glad to see everybody here, so glad we all survived the cold weather. You're in North Carolina, so you wait a day, and it's going to be 60, 70 degrees.
Okay. Councilman Patty?
Short one tonight, that's very rare. But come out tomorrow. That was not going to be so short, I'm sure. Ask your questions, and hopefully you can get some answers for those questions. But thanks for coming out, and God bless you.
See you tomorrow night.
I agree. I'm so glad you guys did come out tonight. It'd be important for you to come out, either come out or be online tomorrow night for the discussion so that you can put some questions and towards all your thoughts and maybe get some answers. The important thing is that you understand it. So thanks again for coming out.
Okay, as everybody said, thank you for being here. As always, I appreciate your participation and comments that we have. We have a lot going on during next day and next week, so your participation is important. For those of you who are coming tomorrow night, and for those who are listening online, what we're going to have is the developer is going to make a presentation, and then we open the floor for questions. There are two ways you can answer your questions. One is to come to the podium, ask your questions, because the way we did it last time, we had question cards only, so we heard from the public that there was not enough time for a dialogue. So for those people who want to get up and ask questions, they can ask the questions, and the developer is going to respond, and then if that is not satisfactory, the person that's asking the question has 3 minutes to make a statement. This is not intended as a debate. It's intended as question and answer. This is not debate on philosophy, direction, and so forth. So hopefully we will have a productive meeting, because it's going to be a Q&A, and all your questions will be answered, and we'll stay until all the questions are answered. If there are questions on the cards, myself, town attorney, or town manager, we try to respond them, group them, respond to them, and it's possible that's all the questions, and then we may take it back and respond to you if you have the information put on the question mark. So the idea is to make it as productive as possible, and hopefully you will participate. So as always, the town office is open. I am there for answering questions during office hours or by appointment. But again, thank you for being here, and God bless you. Now
Mayor,
we go to...
Mayor, I'm sorry, if I could just clarify,
Sure.
that people who are in attendance tomorrow night, the option to come to the podium is that it's an option. If they don't feel comfortable coming to the podium, they can use the question cards that will be at the welcome table. So we wanted, like you said, we wanted to offer both options.
Thank you, Town Manager. We're going to item 12, Town Attorney, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. Wanted to just make one note in terms of the last public comment that we had, and note that when a purchaser of land is looking to buy the property, as Holly Ridge Development Group is doing now, they typically do engage in phase 1 and phase 2 analyses of the property, as well as delineations of wetlands, things of that nature, to ascertain what liabilities or risks may be on the property so that they can adequately mitigate those moving forward. So, as council noted, it's an appropriate question for tomorrow evening, and I'm sure Mr. Rakowski will be glad to answer those questions.
Yes, I'm sure. Thank you. Is that it? Okay, I'm gonna quickly read the announcements. Item 13, Wednesday, February 11th, community discussion that we just talked about by the developer. That session will be recorded and also broadcasted, and will be available online. On Tuesday, February 17th, planning board meeting beginning at 6 p.m., the council chambers, town hall. Thursday, February 19th, town council will hold a special meeting to conduct for public hearing. This meeting will take place here, starting at 6 p.m., and it will be broadcasted. As in your packet, you see March 10th, but now it's changed to Monday, March 9th, Town Council regular meeting for March, starting at 6:30, and Friday, April 3rd. Monday, April 6th, Town Administration Officer will be closed for Easter. Now, we are gonna go to a closed session, but I'd like to ask the town attorney to make comments on it.
we're going to be going into a closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute, Section 143-318.11, subsections A3, 4, and 5, to consult with an attorney relating to matters within the scope of the attorney-client privilege, to discuss matters relating to the expansion of industries, and to establish and instruct the public body's agents regarding the proposed contract for the acquisition of real estate.
Okay, thank you. Before we ask for a motion to go to closed session, I'd like to make a comment. Through the office hours or comments that I've received, there's questions by citizens about why are we hiding something by going to closed session, and it's just as the town attorney mentioned, some privileged information that is not public yet, and the council needs to discuss them before they make any public announcement. So there's nothing to hide. It's just some legal issues that we have to deal with, and at the right time we will share it. Is that fair? Town manager, is that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna go to closed session. The council is gonna go to closed session. We're gonna come back and continue the regular session. I don't think there'll be any other items to discuss when we come back. You're welcome to stay or you're welcome to leave. So may I have a motion to enter closed session?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman
Second.
second by Councilman Marciano. How do you vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, we are in closed session. any other day. Any other day. May I have a motion to return to regular session?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman
Councilman
Patty. Any second?
Second.
Second by Mayor Peter Hall. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we are back in regular session. We had our closed session and no action taken. So, what's that? All right, so now we are at the end of our meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn? Hines and Longo, first and second. Any discussions? How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all. Why are you giving me a hard time? Why are you giving me a hard time?